I'm not covering this because it's a Patriots thing. I've just watched it. I happen to know more because it's a Patriots thing. But I'm sure you've seen this or heard it this week that Joe Milton is going to win the Patriots quarterback job. Colin Cowherd said it on the radio. I've seen it written about that he's leader in the quarterback room. I've seen local news do it. I've seen the Sentinel pick up the stories and run with it. The only problem is I listen to a lot of Boston radio. And I thought you might want to know just how much bad information there is out there. Take a look. These are three guys who do radio in Boston. One of them's a beat writer. They're actually at practice. They're at practice broadcasting every day. Here's what their thoughts are on Joe Milton and Colin Cowherd saying he could win the job.
Again, Colin Cowherd's not here, so it's not like it's his assessment of things. But that has to be the worst opinion I've heard about the Patriots so far this season. That is it. Put that at the top of the list. It is the worst opinion I've heard yet, that Joe Milton has a shot to win the job. Joe Milton has a 0.0% chance of winning the starting job on this team. Joe Milton is in 4th place. Bailey Zappi has had a better camp than Joe Milton. And to me, if I were making the roster today, Joe Milton is not on the roster. He's either going to the practice squad or I'm letting him go.
The odds of Joe Milton actually winning the job are non-existent.
When Jacoby Brissett and then May have taken some reps, you don't even see, in certain periods, you don't even see either Milton or Zappi even get involved, right? They just move on. Like, those guys are not being treated as even in the same grouping.
No, the way I would describe it is those two are splitting third-team reps. So there are periods of practice where you don't see Joe Milton because Bailey Zappi's out there and Joe just has to sit for long, extended periods of time.
All right, so he's not going to win the job. The reason I bring this up, I'm going to get to a question. One, I'm frightened for our society because I watched this story. A columnist known as Ben Trollin Volan in Boston wrote that Milton looks as good as May. That's what he wrote. Then I saw it pop up on somebody else's story where they had written, Patriots beat writer, which this guy isn't, says Milton is the leader in the quarterback room. No, he didn't say that. Then someone else picked up on that and said he can win the job. Then Colin Cowherd runs with it. Then I see it linked to in the Sentinel. I see all 3 television stations in town run it. It's an election year, folks. Do your research on everything you read because the misinformation out there is scary. I mean, seriously, somebody in the media, it scared me to watch this go, whether he gets it or not. But I want to get it to a Milton question. We've seen him here. At Michigan, he was crowned as the guy. He comes here, and we're all, oh my gosh, Joe Milton, have you seen this guy? He can throw it 1,000,000 yards. And he loses the job. Then he gets a second chance, and everybody, once again, forgetting that first round, is like, oh, have you seen this guy's arm? It's got to be so much better now. And it really was. Now he's in New England, and they could watch tape from Michigan. They could watch tape from Tennessee. And still there are people that just go, look at that arm. And this columnist talked about his arm looks better than Drake May's, and he wows the crowd with his standing backflips. So my question to you guys, has there ever been a quarterback in the history of sports who has gotten more run for his look and his tool than Joe Milton? The closest I could come would be Jamarcus Russell with your Raiders.
Yep.
But that wasn't
This is a Patriots segment, John. Not
no, it's not a Patriots segment. It's a Joe Milton segment. I can't think of anybody who has more love for what he does off field than what he does on the field.
Well,
More hype around that stuff than what he actually delivers on the field.
does that mean there's never been a guy who has more of the physical and intellectual tools to become a quarterback who's never put it together? That's the other thing that I look at when I think of Joe Milton is when you reverse that, is he the guy that has the most who's done the least? If you look at in our lifetime in football.
There's a reason that he's gone to Michigan and then Tennessee and now got drafted in the 6th round of the NFL. Somebody convinces themselves, and I thought this all along with Milton, someone will convince themselves, I can work with this. Yeah. I can make him better. And he's probably going to get a second chance in the NFL because of that, even if the Patriots don't keep him around.
Off Ryan's comments, when he came to Knoxville, after watching him at Michigan, I said to myself, Josh Heupel's a pretty smart guy. He knows how to work with quarterbacks. He's not Tressman. He's not a quarterback whisperer. But if Josh comes in and goes, I want Joe Milton on my roster because I can fix him, and it happens or doesn't happen. As you see how it played out, I think Will's got a fair point with his rebuttal.
It's amazing. Everybody, it's like nobody watches the game tape. They just look at him throw an orange and do a backflip, and they're wowed. All right, very good. Thanks to all these guys. Thanks to you for watching. Thanks for our sponsors. We'll see you right back here next Sunday, live at 11 o'clock.